Namaskar. Hello, friends. For the last couple of days, we have been looking at a very important spiritual concept of Vairaagya, that is detachment. We will continue with that for a couple of more days. You won't quit a casino until you get bored or are broke. Human life is like a casino. We come into it and start playing various games in the casino. We lose some and we win some. When we lose, we feel unhappy, and when we win, we feel happy. But the beauty is that both the losses as well as wins make us crave more for continuing to play. In a real casino, we may have limited money to play with, and hence are forced to quit when we run out of our resources. However, in the life's casino, the Creator gives us unlimited credit for wagering at the games. So most of us get addicted and go on playing without ever wanting to quit. It is only when one gets genuinely bored of the casino games of life that he decides enough is enough and quits on his own. That is the importance of detachment if we want liberation. So long as that kind of detachment does not get established, we will continue playing the games of life again and again. Of course, the choice is ours as to whether we think the casino games are worthwhile to continue with or whether we should quit. Mind plus detachment leads to real self. What is the difference between a transparent sheet of glass pane covering a window and a mirror on the wall? While the former shows the world outside, the latter reflects the person standing before it. The mirror also is basically a sheet of glass, with the difference that it has a reflective coating of silver mercury on its rear surface. The ability of the mirror to reflect the object standing before it is due to this reflective coating. Our normal mind is like a sheet of glass. It keeps showing us the world outside. However, if we can acquire a coating of detachment on the outward surface of our mind, it will prevent the world outside from being seen, and instead it will reflect our true inner self. Detachment is the bedrock of true forgiveness. Many noble values require detachment as a bedrock. For example, consider true forgiveness. I cannot truly forgive another person unless I have a firm detachment established in my mind. True forgiveness entails a genuine acceptance of a given situation relating to myself or my near and dear ones, however painful the situation may be. It entails an understanding attitude whereby I feel no anger towards the person who caused me hurt or harm, however unjust that person may have been in a given situation. It entails no desire for punishing someone, however much suffering or loss that person may have caused me or my near and dear ones. All this means an attitude of not being judgmental about anything or anyone in a conditioned way that most of us normally indulge in. It means an attitude that nothing matters at my core. It means I am not holding on to any particular preferences or non-preferences, likes or dislikes in a steadfast manner. It is nothing but a true detachment. a disinterest in or detachment from whatever the life presents from time to time. Get out of the recursive loop of birth and death. Some people may ask the following question: why shouldn't I make the most of this life and keep satisfying my sentient desires till I die? After all, the very fact that I have been created as a body-mind indicates that my life is meant for fulfilling its desires. That's the Chakravaka philosophy. The answer, according to me, could be as follows. We are like computer programs that are running in a recursive loop, which will keep repeating infinitely unless and until a particular loop termination condition is created. Each recursion of the loop is equivalent to one life. So, if we live life without creating the termination condition and die, the loop does not terminate and starts all over again with another recursion, that is, another life. It is wrong to think that when I die, I will anyway know what is beyond this life. The reason is the recursive nature of the life program as explained above. Also, the right time for creating the termination condition is inside the loop and not outside. In other words, the life loop termination condition has to be created when one is still alive and not when one is dead. People who are familiar with computer programming concepts know that the recursive loop is programmed for termination by checking the value of a particular variable. If it has a specific termination value, the loop terminates. Otherwise, it starts all over again. In life too, if we continue living life guided simply by our sentient desires, the release from the repetitive cycles of life, that is, attainment of moksha or liberation, will not happen. The vital variable that is checked for termination of the loop remains at some value other than the terminating value in the absence of specific efforts towards getting the required value for that variable. Now, what is this terminating value for the vital variable? It is nothing but a desireless state of mind, that is Vairaagya. Vairaagya bhaav, that is detached attitude, must be durable. The great Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj lays a lot of emphasis on Vairaagya bhaav in spiritual seeking. It is the bedrock of spirituality. Vairagya can be of two types. The first is Shamshan Vairagya. Shamshan meaning funeral ground. The kind that overtakes one after the death of a loved one. It does not last long. Soon it is back to normal. Life goes on as before. The second type of Vairagya is the true and durable Vairagya that arises out of a feeling of being thoroughly fed up with everything in life. In this state, nothing in the external world of objects seems attractive anymore. In fact, it seems abhorrent. And then one starts his inward, that is spiritual journey, in real earnest. If one feels one is doing fine in one's life, would he or she be motivated enough to discard it and take up something else, namely spirituality, that has nothing tangible to offer, that can be proved or demonstrated? No chance. One without a durable Vairagya bhaav may take to spirituality out of a feeling of sheer curiosity, but then it is more of an intellectual exercise and may lead one to read up a whole lot of the so-called spiritual books and discourses. But all this reading gets subjected to questioning by one's rational and logical, worldly conditioned mind. But since the latter is the most inappropriate instrument in spiritual matters, one remains a skeptic, a doubting Thomas, and is likely to lose interest in spirituality sooner than later. The Vairaagya bhaav has to be durable, otherwise one may again fall back into one's worldly ways. Even great yogis, without true and durable Vairaagya bhaav, are prone to get enamored of the siddhis, that is miraculous powers they acquire, and remain mired in worldly pursuits by showing off their powers. In the process, they lose their spiritual way. Imagine a kid playing with his friends and having a good time. Would he want to come back home unless either he gets dragged home by his mother, or he gets hurt, or he gets bullied by others, etc.? No. We are like that kid, and probably even worse. We do not want to get away from this world. We don't even want to die, all the suffering of human life notwithstanding. No amount of hurt, no amount of getting bullied makes us quit the game. Only our mother, that is the Almighty, through our Sadguru, has to come and drag us away. Then we will gradually attain a durable Vairaagya bhaav and also feel Sharanagati, that is total surrender to the Almighty. Without total surrender, we may be like one holding on to the bank of the swimming pool and trying to swim. These two bhavas, that is attitudes, supplemented by regular sadhana, that is spiritual practice, will eventually lead us to self-realization. We'll stop here today and continue the next time. Until then, bye.